And we are live. This is my second time starting the class today because last time, for some reason, the Hangout didn't start. But I'm back again, so I apologize for the lateness, but I started the class and it didn't work. Okay, here we are. Today on Verbling, this hour is the next in my speaking skills series. Speaking skills is where you develop the fluency you need in important topics that pertain to your everyday life, your general English skills. And today's topic is going to be all about your hobbies and your personal interests. Particularly, we're going to look at how you describe things that interest you, and you're going to get lots and lots of practice today. But first, just a quick introduction. I'm John Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, coming at you today from Lisbon, Portugal, to bring you this class. By the way, if you click on the link in the Verbling chat window, it'll take you here to my profile page. There you can click follow at the bottom of the screen. You can see the follow button. You should be notified of my upcoming classes. As well, you can book a class or send me a message. If you're interested in private tutoring, I will help create a personalized learning plan with you to help get you to your goals as soon as possible. So send me a message, let me know about what you're interested in, when your schedule is best, and I will work with you basically by first coming up with a lesson plan, and then we'll figure out which package goes. So think about that. And let's talk a little bit about our speaking skills for today. So who's out there? We've got Mr. Jose. Hello, Jose. How are you?
Hello, John. I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking. And you?
You got to say that in a different way.
Yeah.
You've got to have three different ways to say that.
Yes.
How about? So we've got. I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking. How about you? We've got. I'm awesome, and you? Give me a third one.
And you?
Give me a third one. How about, hey, could be better. What about you? How's that?
Okay. Hey, could be better. What about you?
Couldn't be better.
Couldn't be better. Okay.
How about you, V? How are you today?
Me too. Could it be better?
Could it be better? Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to give everyone a minute or two to come in. I was a little late starting the class because I couldn't get the Hangout to work for some reason. Here's the material, and you are welcome to download this to your computer also by clicking on the link at the chat window. There you go. I'm going to display it for you, but if you want to see it close up, open it up in that link. And let's say hello to Mr. Max Mila. How do I say your name? Max, is that right? Max.
Mula.
Is that good?
Yeah, good.
Fantastic. And where are you from, Max?
I'm from Ukraine.
You're from Ukraine. Fantastic. And Mr. Max, is that your car? It's a very nice car.
No, it's not mine, but I would like.
Ah, okay.
Somewhere to buy it.
It's wishful thinking.
Yeah.
I've never seen palm trees in Ukraine either, so maybe you'd like the car and you'd like to be in wherever that is. Maybe it's Florida, I'm not sure. Wherever there are palm trees. Okay, well listen, great to have you here. Today we're going to talk about how to say how you feel about your interests. Look at all those people. Look how interested they all are doing interesting things. Look at all those people. Let's find out. Well, we're going to start by looking at some maybe some unusual and some regular hobbies. We're going to read about them first to get some idea about how to talk about them, some vocabulary that might be helpful for you. So that's where we're going to start. By the way, let me just say a quick hello to Jameson. Hello, Jameson. How are you?
Yeah. Fine, and you?
Very good. And you are from
Great.
Brazil.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a guess. And I was right. Whereabouts in Brazil? North, South, Rio, São Paulo?
North.
From the north? From the north?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, great to have you here. So, let's get started. Here's what we're going to do. A little brainstorming before we read. And what we're going to read is very short. It's more just to give you an example of how to talk about your interests. Let's do a little brainstorming. When I say brainstorm, what I mean is generating ideas. There's no right and there's no wrong answer when you brainstorm. Think about some hobbies that people have. I'm going to give you a few categories. You're going to see them in the chat window, okay, to help you think. And I want you to tell the class what you and people you know do in their spare time. Take a look. Categories. Oops. I'm going to put art and music. It's going to be one category. I'm going to put collections. That's another category. I'm going to put, let's see, I'm going to put games and puzzles. And puzzles is another category. I'm going to put outdoor activities. I'm going to put sports. So I'm going to get you started with these categories. Take a look. Are there any categories you think I ought to add to the list about things that interest people? Anything I should add? Or you think we got a good start? If we think we got a good start, then let's talk. Let's brainstorm a little bit. V, think of some hobbies. Tell us what you or people you know do in their spare time. Use any of those categories that you see in the chat window to help you out. Remember, we don't know what people do in Vietnam, so tell us.
Stamp collection.
Yeah?
Football.
Stamp collecting.
Yeah. Football. Karaoke.
And by football,
Yeah.
do you mean the game that you play with your feet or the game you play with your hand?
The feet. And the hand
Oh.
as well. The hand as well. But I think the game with the feet is more popular.
So, European football,
Yeah.
you mean?
Football.
Because when you say football to me, we play that with our hands. That's American football.
Yeah, I know that game, and I'm super into it because I can't use my feet.
You can't use your feet.
Yeah, because I can run fast, but my hands are fast enough, so I prefer football with hands.
Okay. But football with your hands requires getting jumped on by big guys, and it's very painful. You might want to avoid it. You have to be tackled in American football. You know what that means? Tackle?
Yeah. Is that like rugby attack? Yeah, I know that in that attack.
It's just like rugby, except that we wear helmets. In
Yeah,
rugby,
I know that. Yeah.
in rugby, you tend to lose a lot of teeth. In American football, you keep your teeth, you just get brain injuries. It's better.
Oh, it's better. Do you think it's better? Your brain
Yeah.
is more important.
Yeah, but you still look good afterwards, so it's okay.
But that you can lose your memory, so things get worse.
Yeah, but you look good.
I don't care about my appearance because my brain is the most important. There's no way for me to give up my brain.
Oh my goodness. Well, you're never going to make it as an American football player then, V. I'm sorry to tell you. Very sorry to tell you. You're going to have to change careers. Okay.
Okay.
Let's find out about some other parts of the world. So, I'm very surprised people do stamp collecting, by the way. I thought that was a thing from when I was a kid. Very interesting, though. Uh, let's go to another hemisphere. Mr. Giancarlo, take a look at those categories. Tell me what people do in Mexico. I guess people play football as well, right?
Yes, John, good morning. People in Mexico play football, play soccer, basketball, volleyball, sometimes swimming. What else?
Many sports.
Different sports, yes, and of course, different activities, like in another country, maybe going to the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Excuse me, John, how to say, for example, I am talking about sports and activities, and when I want to say people go to the movies, how to say going to the movies or go to the movies?
Well, that's not an issue of the movies. That's an issue of using the gerund or not using a gerund. So people like going to the movies because you use the verb like. So
Okay.
if you use a word like, love, or seem to do something, seem, or appear, any words, verbs that do not express actions. These words are all followed by the gerund. By gerund. So that's the reason why we say going to the movies, because you say people here like going to the movies because of the word like. People here often go to the movies. Maybe they go to the movies more than watching DVDs. That's an example. So there, I'm using the present simple because I'm talking about the frequency. I'm not using a verb like or love.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes.
So there's a structural reason that we use the gerund. Let me ask Mr. Max as well. What about where you are, somewhere in Ukraine? What do people do there? What are people interested in?
Here where I live,
Mm-hmm.
we like to go on rocks and climbing.
They go rock climbing.
Rock climbing, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I like to play basketball, swimming. I'm swimming like every day in the summer.
Very good, very good. So do you do rock climbing yourself?
Yeah, with my friends.
Very good.
We very often going there. And
So when you do rock climbing, do you wear a harness? Do you use ropes? Or do you just climb with no equipment?
no, I'm doing it just for myself, and I don't do it. I don't rock huge skills, but my brother do it, does
Mm-hmm.
it.
Does it?
Yes, he takes part on the competitions.
Mm-hmm.
So take it. He do it professional.
He does it professionally. He
Yeah,
does it professionally.
he does it professionally.
Okay, very good. By the way, let's just a quick note about the use of English here. I want you all to notice that with different activities, we use different verbs. Notice with rock climbing, it's do rock climbing. It can be do or it can be go, actually. Notice with basketball, it's play basketball, not do basketball. Notice with swimming, it's go swimming, not do swimming. So there's not really a rule here, but just notice how we use different verbs to talk about different activities, in particular, hobbies and sports. That's where we use these verbs. So I do rock climbing, but my brother does it professionally. Okay, very good. And also, Jose, what about out there in Valencia? What does
Yeah,
everyone do?
Valencia, the people the people do a lot of activities. The people like playing basket, playing soccer match. The people
Playing,
like
playing basketball, you mean?
yes,
Basketball, okay.
yes, playing basketball, playing soccer match.
Playing
The,
soccer match, you mean
yes,
playing soccer?
yes, playing soccer. The
Ah,
people like running too.
going running. People
Going
like,
running.
exactly.
The
With
people
running,
like going running.
that's it. With running, we have to use go.
Okay. The
Okay,
people like going swimming too.
very good. Tell me something, class. Are there any activities or interests that people do where you live that are completely unique, that they don't do anywhere else in the world? I'll give you a quick example. I'm American, but I live in Portugal. Even today, people will go to these special cafes, even today in 2015, and they sing. This is not for tourists. There's a version for tourists, and then there's a version which are for local people. And they sing a kind of music that comes from this particular city, this region, called fado, which is the name of the music. And even today, you can go to these private places and people just, they sing. And it's about, there's traditional songs, but they're not, the local people do it aren't necessarily trained. It's just something that they do. There are people who do it for tourists. But anyway, that's something that interests people. It's kind of unique to this particular place. Fado singing, which is sort of a kind of soulful music. What about all of
Yeah.
you? Tell me about yours, Lee.
But it's like traditional music. It depends on the region because in the north we have in the north we have this. Oh, oh, I- um, yeah, in the north we have this, and in the south we have this. And I think in the world there is no other thing like this.
How do you pronounce that?
The first is Gaju, and the second is Galu.
You have to say the first
Yeah.
one again. Ka tru with a tr.
Yeah, Ju,
Ju. Ju.
A little down,
It's a funny oo. Ka tru.
yeah.
And the second one
And
is
Gai Lu.
Ka'ai. Ka'ai with two syllables. Ka'ai. Lu.
Yeah,
Ka'ai. Lu.
because we have the action like this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we have some actions of this.
Accents.
Let me try. Yeah, actions.
Accents. Like
That
this.
is
Accents.
accents.
Yeah, that's it.
accents.
Ka'ai.
Yeah.
Lu. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
exactly. Yeah.
And can-
But yeah, I think so.
Can-
And
Can you sing it for us?
Cải Lương. Chính
Can-
no, I cannot. I'm from the middle, so I can sing both of them.
Ah.
Yeah, because I'm living in the middle, not neither the north or the south, so I cannot. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought if you were in the middle, you could sing both of them because you're right in the middle.
No, because it's like they're outstanding art. So
Mhm.
you cannot be fluent for both.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's
and
It's something like here too. There's kind of two cities that have this kind of music here, and they're very different styles. So I kind of understand what you mean. Very interesting. I'd like to hear this music. I'm going to have to look it up.
yeah, try it. Yeah, try it.
We're going to get back to it. I'm going to give you a chance to talk about it in more detail in just a moment. But listen, everyone, let's take a look at these texts. I want you to see how a native speaker talks about his or her own interests. So let's take a look. Okay, I'm gonna give you 4 short texts on 4 different activities. This first one is for you, Max, because here's an activity I bet you and your brother would like to do. Can you read this one for us, Max?
Yeah. What's your idea of fun? Base jumping. As soon as I saw someone base jumping off a Swiss mountain, I knew I wanted to do it. This guy just jumped off a cliff and fell off a few seconds before opening his parachute and floating down to land in the valley. It looked amazing. Base jumping's great because you don't have to go up in a plane. The word base comes from building antenna span the middle part of a bridge, earth, mountain or cliff. The four kids kinds of places that base jumpers jump from. I have jumped from all of these except an antenna, so that's my next adjective. The most
Objective.
objective.
Good.
Objective. The most important thing in base jumping is to stay calm when you are falling. You have to make very fast and accurate moves, and the smallest mistake will kill you. Most people think my hobby is terrifying, but I actually enjoy being terrified.
There you go. And that's Chuck Calderon from Tennessee. Okay, Max, I want you just to repeat these 4 words from the text. Look at them in the chat window. Valley,
Valley,
jumped.
jumped,
Yeah, notice it's not jumped, but jumped with a T. Jumped. Like that.
jumped,
Good. Objective.
objective,
Good. Notice the stress is on the second syllable. Not objective, but objective. Second syllable.
objective,
Good. And finally, notice the pronunciation of the letter U in the word accurate. Notice there's an extra vowel. It's your, y. You know that sound because you have a letter for it in Russian, like your. So it's exactly the same sound. Accurate.
accurate.
That's it. That's it. Very good. Is base jumping something that you think you would do one day, Max?
Yes, I will do that.
That's because you're crazy. It's insane to do this. I didn't know, actually, that BASE had that abbreviation. Building Antenna, Span, and Earth. That's really, I didn't know that. I thought BASE, I didn't know what it meant, but now I know. And there's that one guy that has that winged suit. I don't remember his name, but there's this kind of base jumping you could do where you've got wings. So instead of falling down, you actually really fly. You know, you're going down, but you can really fly and maneuver because you've got these wings that go from your hand to your feet. So you're like a little mini airplane. It's another kind of base jumping I've seen. But anyway, pretty crazy stuff. Okay, so that's base jumping. Already you can start to notice the adjectives that are being used. Okay, I'm going to ask you to go back and take a closer look at them when we're done reading. Let's take a look at another fun activity. This one is for V, because I bet this is what V does on the weekends. Am I right? This one is for you, V.
Oh, okay. Karaoke. Oh, I like it. A lot
I
of
know.
my friends say they feel embarrassed with the singing in front of people. But I don't think it's embarrassing at all. People are so worried about what other people think that they can't have fun anymore. I think it's crazy. When I get up on stage, I just forget what people think of me. Last year, I entered a karaoke competition in my hometown, Wicklow, and I won a place in the national championship. I was so excited. I went up to Dublin with all my friends and family. It was fantastic. There were some brilliant singers there from all over the country, and I didn't think I had a chance, but in the end I won second place. Was I embarrassed? No, I wasn't.
Okay, and that's Shania Brady from Wicklow. Oh, just say this one word again for me. The word in the chat window.
Excited.
Excited. Ek.
Excited.
I want to hear a k. Excited.
Excited.
That's it. So even though it's an X, you have to imagine that it's the letters K, like kangaroo, and S, right? That's the secret.
Kangaroo.
Excited. Kangaroo and soap.
Excited.
Excited. Okay.
Yeah.
And Mr. Khalid, why don't you come on into the class? We got plenty of room. We have lots of room. Come on in. If you have the time, come on in and join us. Okay, that's karaoke. Ooh, here's one. I'm not sure. Who's the muscle man? Is it JC or Jose? Who's the bodybuilder? Is it you, Jose?
Yes, me.
You're the bodybuilder? Okay.
Yes.
Tell us about bodybuilding,
Okay.
Jose.
Bodybuilding. I started bodybuilding when I was a teenager. I was in a hockey team and I went to the gym a lot to train. I discovered that I really enjoyed lifting weights and feeling my muscles work. I was fascinated by the photos of bodybuilders I saw in magazines and I wanted amazing muscles like that too. After a while, I stopped playing hockey and spent all my time in the gym instead. As a bodybuilder, I have to eat a lot of protein-rich food like meat and eggs, and I don't go out much at night because you need lots of sleep when you are working out a lot. That's probably the only bad thing about the sport. Some people say that bodybuilding is disgusting, especially for women, because they think enormous muscles aren't natural. I think they're just embarrassed about their own weak little bodies and too lazy to work out. I've got a great body now, and I have my photo printed in several magazines.
And that is Petra Brunu, I guess. Don't know how to say her name.
Petra
But there,
Brunner,
yeah, there's her picture.
Canada.
Look at those muscles. What do you think about that?
Yes. This woman is very, very strong.
She could kick your butt, Jose. So be careful what you say. Okay, this one's a little longer. There's lots of vocabulary here. Let's look at some pronunciation.
Okay.
What was the first one? Lifting was the first one. There's a bunch of words here that we should take a look at. First, lifting.
Lifting. Okay.
Yeah, I heard lie, but not I. It's
yes. Lifting.
Good.
Lifting.
Good.
Okay.
The second is just the word builders. Remember, the U.
Builders. Yes.
The U is silent.
The U is silent. Builders. Okay.
Good. And then bodybuilders.
Bodybuilders.
Good. So you got to train yourself. Even though you see the U, don't say the U.
Bodybuilders.
Right.
Without the U. Okay.
Good. Also, the ending of stopped playing. Stopped. That's it.
Stopped playing.
That's it. Very good. Then the other three were basically okay. I wanted to draw your attention. So in the word probably. Notice. Wait. Notice it's the first syllable that has the stress. Probably. That's it. The second word, notice that it's plural. It's irregular. So it's not woman. How do we pronounce that?
Women.
Yeah, women.
Women.
That's it.
Women.
Good.
Okay.
Of course, you know that, but when you were reading,
Yes.
your brain saw woman instead of women.
Yes.
Okay, and the last one is the same thing with the ending. Here, it's the D sound, not the T. So embarrassed. No, it's the T. Embarrassed.
Embarrassed.
That's it.
Embarrassed.
Okay,
Okay.
very good. All right, and make a mental note of some of the adjectives that she used to describe her interests. Make a mental note. We're going to come back to those in a second. This one is for you, Giancarlo. I imagine you like puzzles. So this one is all for you. Can you read about sudoku for us?
Yes, John. Sudoku. For me, there's nothing more satisfying than doing a Sudoku. I love the way the numbers fall into place. People think a Sudoku is a boring mathematical puzzle, but it hasn't got anything to do with maths. The pieces of the puzzle are numbers, but you don't do any calculations with them. I suppose most people try to solve the puzzle by logic, but I don't. I put a number in place by intuition, because it looks right. Then, one thing leads to another, and suddenly it's finished. I can usually do a difficult Sudoku in under 10 minutes. I sometimes do 15 or 20 puzzles one after the other, and I never get bored. I was in the national championship last year, and that was really exciting. There were 160 competitors, and I finished in the top 10. My friends used to get annoyed about my Sudoku habit. You can have any interesting conversations with someone who is doing a Sudoku, but now I think they accept it. Jack Daniels, Portsmouth, UK.
There you go. And there's a picture of Jake. He looks like a very sociable guy, right?
A very sociable and the opposite of the bodybuilding guy, yeah.
He's what we call
Completely the opposite.
he's what we call a geek. He's a geek.
A geek.
He's a geek. Who did you learn about yesterday? What kind of person did you learn about yesterday, Giancarlo?
Yes, yesterday we talked about hipsters and he
Right.
looked like one.
He only because of the beard. Yeah, that's true. But he's a geek. He's not a hipster. You know why? Because he's not being ironic.
Yes, yes. He looks like the Beatles, right?
Yeah, but probably not intentionally.
Okay.
He probably just doesn't groom himself and doesn't even
Ah,
know that he has a beard, probably, I imagine. Uh,
Look, he has like 10 pens
yeah,
there
because you
in his
never
pocket.
know.
Yeah,
I want to take a look at the pronunciation. The first word was satisfying.
satisfying,
Good. Satisfying. So it's a first syllable there. Satisfying.
satisfying.
Good. And the second one is a problem of all Spanish speakers. Instead of saying you tend to say Jew. You've got to be careful. Same with last year. Instead of last year, you'll say last year. So you've got to be aware of it's not the j, but it's the y sound. So say you don't do.
You don't do.
Perfect. Say last year.
Last year,
Last year. Yeah. Last year.
last year.
That's perfect. And what's that word in the middle between don't do and last year?
Puzzles,
Puzzles with a Z. Puzzles.
puzzles.
That's it. Not with an S, with a Z. That's it. And the last one was one that you got right in the end. But let's look at it again. Competitors.
Competitors,
That's right. The T's sound like D's. D like dog. Competitors. When you say it fast. Competitors.
competitors. Oh,
Okay,
difficult.
very good. So again, You got to make a mental note of some of the vocabulary, some of the adjectives that you heard, because we're going to focus on how to describe your interests. You've got to use a variety of adjectives. Give me just a second here. Let's go forward here, make sure that everything was clear. Activity number 1, we already did at the beginning of class. Activity number 2 doesn't matter. Activity number 3, we're going to do right now. We read about their hobbies. Now what I want you to do is make a note about the topics for each person. For example, the person's name was Chuck Calderon. The name of the hobby was base jumping. What this person does in their hobby is jumps off. This one is for you, Max. I want to see if you can just make a note for each of those 7 categories. So go down, write down the list and tell me what you can say about Chuck. And remember, 1 and 2 are done for you. 3, you've got to finish the sentence. 4, 5, 6, and 7, you decide what to say. So this is like summarizing what you learned about Chuck.
Why he likes the hobby? Yeah?
Well, go to number 3 first.
What this person does in their hobby? He jumps off the hill.
Hills. Okay.
So,
What else? Not just hills.
climbs.
He jumps off what, though? Remember what base stands for? B-A-S-E. B stands for?
B stands for I don't know what that.
B stands for those tall things in the city. Those tall things where people live and where people work. Those things that go all the way up to the sky. What do we call those things? Give up?
Sky.
Yeah, sky.
Skyline.
No, skyscrapers. Skyscrapers. So B stands for buildings or skyscrapers. Skyscrapers are really tall. Buildings are more general. Okay, good. So he jumps off cliffs, hills, buildings, skyscrapers. What he likes the hobby. Oh, that's a kind of a weird sentence. What he likes about the hobby. Number 4 should say what he likes about the hobby. What would you say?
Maybe he likes dangerous.
So he likes the danger, you could say. He likes the danger involved. Absolutely. And he also likes being, here you can use one of your key adjectives. He likes being what? What's the adjective he used? Do you remember?
Dangerous.
No, it's about how he feels.
No, I don't remember.
Okay. Well, you can always review by going back to slide, let's see what slide it is, slide 2. But take a quick look. At the very end of the paragraph, he says he likes being what?
Terrified.
Exactly. Terrified. So that's like, oh, sure, that should say likes being terrified. Sorry, made a little mistake there in the chat window. Okay? So you're going to do the same. The rest of you, you're going to do the same for yours. I want to focus on the adjectives. Okay? So what I want you to do, and I want to give you at least 10 minutes to describe your own interests. So let's do this. The rest of you, take numbers 1 to 7, come up with a short summary of what you read, using that as a guide. Focus on the adjectives. Okay? Then we're going to take a look at 2 types of adjectives that were used. Then the rest of the class, you're going to be describing your own interests using some of the adjectives we identified. Okay? So V, in 1 minute or less, I want you to tell me about. It was V was Shania, wasn't it?
Mm, yeah, you mean the character? Yeah, karaoke.
So go right down the list. Shania enjoys
Singing. I think.
singing.
Yeah.
Singing alone?
Singing in front of people.
Exactly. Shania enjoys singing in front of people. In other words, karaoke. Keep going. Number 3.
What this person does in their hobby.
Mm-hmm.
She get on the stage and
she gets on a stage
and then performs.
Well, repeat. She gets on a stage.
Yeah, she gets on the stage and then performs the songs. And
keep going.
The next one.
Keep going.
Why she likes the hobby? Because she likes singing and she likes to be the center of the people. I think.
That's not what she said. Maybe, yeah, but maybe you're right. She likes to be the center of attention. Could be. Yeah. Absolutely. Likes. I'll put that in the chat window because it's a good expression. Likes to be the center of attention. It's a good vocabulary item there. To be the center of attention. Okay, keep going, V.
Other people think this hobby is embarrassing, but she doesn't.
That's right. She thinks it's.
I think she thinks it's really fun, and
she thinks it's not. Fun.
Yeah, it's fun, and it's not embarrassing at all.
Very good. Very good. Okay, and to finish up, what would you say?
What probably connected with the hobby? I don't think there is any problem with this hobby. It's safe. But if you
what do some people worry about?
Worry about.
Some people who do karaoke are very worried about
the feeling, about the sense of embarrassment.
Yeah, they're worried about what other people think about them. Yeah, they're worried about if they're going to be judged for their ability or something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the thing she has achieved is the second place in a competition.
Excellent.
I don't remember karaoke competition in her country.
That's it. Okay, very good. So Jose and Giancarlo, same thing, but this time I'm just going to ask you, don't repeat the actual questions. Just give the summary and use the questions as a guide. Go for it, Jose.
The name of the person is Petra Bruneu. The name of hobby is bodybuilding.
Say it like this. Petra enjoys bodybuilding. Don't actually repeat the questions. Just
Petra enjoys bodybuilding. She really enjoyed lifting weights and feeling her muscles work.
Good.
But when Petra saw a photo of bodybuilder, he likes it. He likes it because she sees enormous muscles and a great body.
She saw
enormous muscles and a great body. The people think that this activity is not for women. That it's embarrassing because
it's disgusting. They said. Remember, she used that word.
Disgusting. because because the people have enormous muscles and aren't natural.
Very good.
Yes. Another thing is that she said is that she need lots of sleep when he is working out a lot, and she she has to eat a lot of protein when she achieves the goal. She has a great body.
Oh, and also she had her photo taken in several magazines,
Yes.
right? Something like that.
Mm,
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Very good. Just one thing: be careful with people because it's not.
Yes. It's a woman. She. Okay.
No. I meant it's not the people.
Okay.
When you're speaking in general, it's just people.
People. Without the article. Okay.
Without the article, that's right.
Okay.
Okay, and one more before I turn it over to you to talk about your goals,
Yes.
your interests. Giancarlo, tell us a little bit about Jake.
Jake, yes. Jake loves the way the numbers fall into place. He thinks that sudoku is not boring, but it's a mathematical activity. He thinks that people um, try to solve puzzles by logic, but he thinks it is not the correct way to do it. Because Jake puts a number in place by intuition. What else?
So it's intuitive.
Exactly, he's intuitive. He can usually do a difficult sudoku in under 10 minutes. He sometimes do 15 or 20 puzzles one after the other.
Sometimes do or sometimes does?
He sometimes does.
Yeah.
15 or 20 puzzles one after another or other, and he never gets bored. He was in the national championship last year, and he thinks it was exciting. He finished in the top 10.
That's it.
What else?
That's good. That's good. You got it. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. So what you just did is kind of like a model for how you can talk about your own interests. Here's what I'm going to do, because I want to give you all a chance to speak. I'm going to skip the little grammar lesson I was going to do, which is on the next page here. You can still do this on your own after class, and I'll be happy to put the answers there for you. It was just to become aware of the ed adjectives and the ing adjectives that were used in each text. Okay, you can still do that on your own, but to give you enough speaking time, I'm going to jump ahead for this class to part C. No, the very end, ABC, putting it all together. And it says work in pairs. Okay, we're not going to work in pairs. We're going to work as a group. Follow the instructions and write the answers in the shapes. Then ask about the words in your partner's shapes. Now, you can't actually write in the shapes I'm going to give you, but what I want you to do is this. On page 14, Giancarlo and Jose, you are going to follow the directions for your shapes, and you're going to write in the chat window using the numbers 1 to 7. Don't worry about the names of the shapes because we don't have enough time. And you're going to write your keyword based on the directions that you see in slide 14. Ms. V and Mr. Max, you are going to go to slide 15, okay? And you're going to follow your directions. So it's going to look something like this. In the chat window, you're going to write 1, here it says an exciting film. 1 citizen came. 2 gave you fun entertaining. Go fish. Oops. I'll just give you a quick example of what I mean. In the chat window, you can see I wrote 1, Citizen Kane is the name of a film that I've seen. 2, Go Fish, that's the name of a card game that we used to play when we were kids. Okay, so I want you to go to your slide, take a minute to fill out a keyword or two for each of your shapes, and just use the numbers so we can figure out, so we can know which is which. It'll be a little bit easier that way. Then you are going to ask questions to a partner about the key words. You're going to try to guess what the key word means. Okay? So remember, Jose and Giancarlo, you are here on slide 14. And V and Max, you are here on slide 15. Okay? And V and Max, here's a link directly to slide 15 if you want to open it on your computer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I'm going to give you Giancarlo and Jose. Here is slide 14, if you want to open that directly in your computer. And on the screen, I'm going to keep it here. This is the activity that we're doing. Okay? So, V, do you know what you have to do?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Don't
Okay,
worry.
so everyone, I'm going to give you about a minute, minute and a half. And then what you're going to do when you're done is press return, and we're going to see numbers 1 to 7 with 7 key words or phrases. Keep it really short, and then we're going to divide up and ask each other about our interests. Okay? So go ahead and start that, everyone. Let's say a quick hello to Mr. Daniel, who's joining us right now. Hello, Daniel. How are you?
I'm fine, teacher. Hello. How are you?
I'm very good. Only a little problem, Daniel. You're joining us right at the end of class. But that's okay.
Yeah, teacher, sorry.
No problem, no problem. So, Daniel, in the beginning of class, we read some descriptions of people talking about their interests. And I asked everyone to make a note of some of the key adjectives that were used. So, what you should do is, while they're filling out their interests, you should maybe open this link in the chat window. Okay, so you have the presentation, and read the first 1 or 2 descriptions to give you a model of how to talk about your own interests. Okay, can you see the link that I posted for you, Daniel?
Oh, I don't understand, teacher, well.
Do you see this link that I just posted for you in the chat window?
Oh yeah, okay. I open the link.
Yeah.
We'll open.
Read one or two texts. They're very short. They're just a paragraph. Read the first and second text to get an idea of how to talk about your own interests. Okay? And then we're going to start comparing answers in just a minute.
Okay, teacher is opening.
Okay, very good. Okay, while you're doing that, let's
Okay.
go back to the rest of the class. Right now, I see V posted her 7. Excellent. So when the rest of you are ready, please post your 7 keywords. Remember, keep it kind of short. We've only got about 3 minutes left, so we got to keep it really short. I would say just post whatever you have right now in the window so we don't run out of time. Because V needs a partner. So how are we doing? Giancarlo, you almost ready?
Yes, I'm almost ready.
Because we've only got 2 minutes left of class. We've got to be fast. I want to give at least 2 people a chance to talk. Max, Jose, are you almost ready?
No, I don't actually don't know how to do.
Okay, just watch for now, Max. Just watch, okay? And then you'll see what we'll do, and we can maybe come back to this on Thursday when we have the next class that's related to this. So let's do this. Giancarlo, why don't you post what you have? Just click return and whatever you have. If you only have 2 or 3, that's okay. Just post it in the chat window, whatever you have. And maybe I can have you and V. Great. Good enough. Okay. Now what I'd like you to do is this. Let's do a little example today, and then we'll follow up on Thursday's class to give you the entire class to talk in detail about your hobbies. So, Giancarlo, I want you to take a look at her first category, and I want you to ask, oh, Jose's ready. Here's Jose. Okay. But I think for today, we're just going to do one example because we have to start the next class. So, okay. Giancarlo, looking at V's number 1, keyword or words, right? What question do you think you could ask her about that? You can see her answer. What question could you ask her? Or what do you assume that means?
Yes, let me see her. Love actually. Love actually. Sudoku.
So what does that mean to you? Stick with number 1 for the moment. What does that mean to you? You're going to make it an educated guess.
Or should I ask the question here in the slide 4A? Or about her activity that she typed?
No, about what she typed. Why do you think she chose that? And then you're going to ask her about that. Why do you think she chose that?
Because in number 1, she typed love actually. Love actually. In love? You say in love? Are you in love?
So you don't know what it means.
No, I don't know.
V, tell us about that first one.
Yeah, that is the name of the exciting movie that I've watched. I really like it.
Very good. And so tell us, why did that film interest you?
Because that is a movie about Christmas, and at the beginning of the movie, it shows many people feel lonely, but in the end, they gather together and really enjoy their Christmas. So that's why I usually watch it when Christmas comes.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Excellent.
Yeah, and I think it's really meaningful. So if you have free time, just take a look.
Giancarlo, the mystery is solved. The mystery of love, actually. It's the title of the movie.
I got it, yes.
Remember that you and V have different kinds of questions. That's why your answers are different than hers. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Here's the thing. We're actually out of time, but here's what I'm going to do. On Thursday, in the Grammar Garage class, I think I'm gonna do the grammar from today. It's not really grammar; it's more vocabulary. But I'm gonna go back and do this section with the ed and ig adjectives in the very beginning. But for the rest of the class, so about 30 or 40 minutes, we're gonna go back to this activity and give you a chance to talk about your answers. So you're gonna be making a guess about what you see from your partner. Oh, Love Actually, did you like that because it's a romantic movie? And V will say, no, actually, it's a Christmas movie, and I got to use an adjective. You're going to have to use an ed or ig. And it makes me feel very fulfilled when I watch it at Christmas. I don't know. So you're going to use the adjectives that we work on. So this will be on Thursday at 1 GMT, if you can come back. But you'll have at least half the class to work on this activity, okay? So write down your answers, hold on to them, and we'll come back to it on Thursday for Grammar Garage, where we do our ed and ig adjectives, okay? So, sorry about that. It took a little longer than we had time for, but you'll get plenty of time on Thursday. Stick around. The next class is Fluency Fundamentals. We're going to work on vocabulary. In this case, it's going to be basic vocabulary for everyday expressions that you must know to sound like a native speaker. Okay? That's coming up in 30 seconds, so stick around for that. See you in a moment. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.